Now, time to talk business with our partners 2degrees. Foodstuffs has confirmed it's charging some suppliers to restock shelves with their products. It's a practice the Commerce Commission is talking about stopping. We had the Groceries Commissioner on the program the other day talking about exactly this. Business Desk has been across it too. Garth Bray is with me now. Garth, good morning.
Good morning, Ryan.
Good to have you on the show. So we did have the Grocery Commissioner talking about this. The $5 billion in charges that the Commissioner raised, that you, at the time, remember, said we hadn't really heard that number before. Is this part of that or what?
Yeah, this is one of the levers I think the Grocery Commissioner is talking about wanting to pull. I think what we've seen, 28% of suppliers said they'd had to pay charges like this, and what we've been told from inquiries is that Foodstuffs have basically said, yes, we are making these charges, that they think it's a more efficient way of doing things rather than having a bunch of different merchandisers from the different brands and suppliers and distributors all turning up in store. Sometimes they'll strike a deal. We'll stack those shelves for you, but we'll charge you for that. Woolworths says, no, we don't do that. So, Interesting, funny, they do night fill and all that kind of stuff.
So it's only Foodstuffs submitting to it?
Yeah, which is interesting.
Is there anything really wrong with it? I mean, if you do it, the work, I mean, presumably someone else is going to have to do it and pay for it if not.
Well, I guess you could make that argument, but and that's probably the argument that Foodstuffs will be making, but your Grocery Commissioner is saying this is like ordinary retailing activity. I mean, you're going to charge people every time that your product gets swiped across the checkout as well. Where does it end? And it's about the power relationship. Are the businesses that are being charged these things by the supermarkets, do they really have choice there because of the nature of the market, or are they in a position where they kind of have to pay? And the code says, the grocery code says you've got to give a reasonable reason for the charge and account for it, that kind of thing. So I guess this is one of those areas that they're poking into through the Commerce Commission and saying we don't think this is a smart charge.
We've got some concerns from engineers this morning, and I'm inclined to listen to engineers. I think they're quite smart, practical people.
They spend a lot of time working on being engineers, don't they?
Yeah, and whenever they talk, they always make sense. Have you noticed that about engineers? Anyway, they've come out, they're a bit worried about Standards NZ, really our building standards.
Not just building. I mean, Standards NZ set standard for building, but also, how you put up a cell phone mast and how you write a contract, a lot of different stuff. What most people don't realise is that they basically self-fund that. The standards is not like a government department. They write these things, come up with what the rules are, and then they sell people a copy of that. And it's not really a big economy, so the money that they're charging for that arguably is not enough to sort of keep up with developments, the way new products are used, the way new hazards arise and that kind of thing. So there's some concern from engineers that basically we need some extra cash going into the system. And Scott Simpson's taking a look after the article. So there you go, he's the Commerce Commissioner. So.
Interesting. All right, then, well, at least someone's listening to the pleas. And now Bolt is coming for Uber. Who is Bolt? Is this like the new ride-sharing thing? What is it?
Well, okay, so I mean, Uber, massive company, right? Huge global corporation. They're well established here. You've had ride-sharing apps like Ola and Zoomy turn up and sort of get turned away. Bolt's the latest one. It's an Estonian startup.
Estonia?
Estonia, I know. They've launched, I mean, hey, the internet's everywhere, right?
Yeah.
And so they've launched in Canada most recently. They're now launching here, just in Auckland to start with. And their country manager was here to sort of spruik on that and say, hey, look, we're here, we're local, we're signing up drivers, we think we're getting good uptake. I guess anytime you see a big player that's dominating, like Uber does, you get another player comes in and says, hey, we think we can do a little bit better. There's another one, Didi, which I think has sort of popped up more recently as well.
Now, I used Didi in China because that was the main one you use in China.
Right. And these guys are saying, oh, we'll get in there too. So they're reportedly offering their drivers, $350 to sign up. You've got your Bolt people saying, we'll only charge maybe 20% commission. Maybe they're not saying that, but that's what we're sort of hearing, which is less than what Uber clips off. The result might mean actually that we get cheaper rides around the place.
That'd be nice. Yeah. Hey, well, I mean, the taxi drivers, of course, would argue they're already too cheap. But
quite possibly.
But yes,
if you've got a second, I just want to pull you up on your numbers from before. You were talking about the cost of rates rising and that kind of thing. Okay, so you're talking about
nearly 6% increase in
223. Well, remember, to pay that $223, you're going to have to make about $330 to pay the tax, income tax.
Yeah, of
course. So use your cycleways and your bins, mate. You might as well. You're paying for them.
There's no point. Does anyone, please, there's my email address. If you use and you're not just making this up to have a go, if you seriously use your food scrap bin, then email this email address, Ryan@nzherald. Do you really?
I really do. I may be the only one, but I really do.
Go away, Garth. 16 minutes away from 8 o'clock.